are your starters. At point guard, at 6 foot 3 inches, number 20, Markel Fultz. At the other guard position, standing 6 foot 5, number 0, Josh Richardson. At power forward, at 7 foot 0 inches, number 27, Rudy Gobert. At the center position, at 7 foot 0 inches, number 21, Joel Embiid. The other forward, standing 6 foot 8, number 14, Paul George. The head coach of your home team is Brett Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, your Philadelphia 76ers.
And thank you for joining us for this Valentine's Day presentation of the NBA. It's a matchup you're going to love right here on 2K Sports. In this one, we'll see the Philadelphia 76ers against the Houston Rockets. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Well, Ben Simmons was the top-rated player in high school and in college, but a fractured bone in his foot cost him his first NBA season. He said, "A lot of people forgot about me. You have to build yourself up again. And for me, I wanted to prove myself again." Kevin, we all agree he's done just that.
He sure has. First NBA All-Star ever out of Australia. Thanks, David. A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. They've got Dennis Smith. Clark is out there with Jackson. Then it's Harden, and it's Hartenstein in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Philadelphia, Embiid is out there with Gobert. Then there's Richardson, and there's Fultz, and it's George in at the small forward position.
And most fans think of the Rockets as offense only, but that's not the case at all.
No, GA, I mean, they force a good amount of turnovers, and they trap pretty well. I mean, the defense has been solid for them the past few years, if you ask me. Nothing mind-blowing, but this team is certainly not one-sided.
Now here's Jackson. And it's Smith penetrating. Back to Jackson. Over George. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Smith. Jackson's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for Houston. George passes to Embiid. Back to George. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Passes it to Fultz. They get it again. Gobert trying to get open, and he converts the layup.
Oh, you better know where Embiid is. I mean, when you lose sight of him, he'll kill you on the boards.
Smith outside. Back to Harden for three. Nailed from three-point land.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And it's Fultz with the ball for the 76ers. It's a three-point game. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Rockets. That one was played down in Houston.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
Yeah, and they can't afford a repeat of that. They need a lot more minutes out of their core group tonight.
Here's Smith. Rudy Gobert picking up that last basket. Over Fultz. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
And you look at Joel Embiid, maybe the best two-way big man, Chris, in the NBA today. If there's anything he needs to work on, what would that be?
Well, I still think that there's room for growth as far as his playmaking. I mean, Kevin, he's going to command double teams on a nightly basis. So it's all about taking advantage of the defense for sending that extra man.
And there's Gobert putting it right back in. Gobert's got his second basket.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Now, here is Smith. Here's Jackson. And the rejection by Embiid.
And the wingspan of Embiid, I mean, very effective at using his length to turn shots back.
Here's Richardson. It's not going to go for him. Good D by Harden. Here's Jackson. Makes it off the glass.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Now, here's Fultz. Outside, George. Harden against Richardson. 5 to shoot. Back to George. Knocked away. Gobert trying to get open. Philadelphia with a new shot clock. And the shot goes down. Gobert's got 6.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Well, they call Rudy Gobert the Stifle Tower, probably the game's most dominant rim protector.
And in today's game, that's not enough. You also have to come out of the paint and defend smaller players in switches. He straddles those two needs better than anyone in the league.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. Houston with a big group substitution here. Caleb Swanigan's checked in for Clark. Gordon comes in for Jackson. McLemore's checked in for James Harden. And it's Carter in for Dennis Smith. Here's Hartenstein. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. The pass to Swanigan. Shoots over Capella. Swanigan gets the bucket. And so it's Burke who brings up the ball for the 76ers. Bryant finds Harris. And here we go. Fast break. McLemore's got it. Pass to Gordon. And the call will be against Harris. That is his first foul of the game. That's his first personal foul. 51 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
And he was camped in just the right spot to swipe that pass away down low.
Bryant passes to Harris. The fadeaway. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
He keeps that mid-range jump shot alive. I love seeing Harris utilize this area of the floor.
Now here's McLemore. Pass to Swanigan. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Harris. Outside Bryant. Burke looking over the floor. Back to Harris. Over Gordon. That's good from Harris on the assist by Burke.
And the coaching staff likes seeing Harris take these shots. It really helps his confidence.
From downtown. And that does it for the first quarter. 76ers on top as they wrap up the first quarter on a 12-4 run. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning, it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously, I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And we resume our Valentine's Day broadcast. Glad to have you with us. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the 76ers, what are your thoughts?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Yeah, they're clawing, they're grinding, doing anything they could to make the most of their possessions.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. They've got Hartenstein. Then McLemore is out there with Swanigan. Then there's Carter. And it's Gordon in at the shooting guard position.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Opening day, Chris. In your experience, which types of teams tend to start the season well, started strong?
2 types. One, the team that has been forgotten about and left out. The team that had a disappointing season the year before, and no one knows the pain that they went through all summer long, waiting to get back to that moment. So they've been incentivized for half of a year to come back and say, wait a minute, it's our turn now. And those teams are sneaky under the radar.
Little chip on their shoulder, in other words.
And then secondly, I would say veteran teams. Teams that know what they want, teams that are focused and saying, wait a minute, we know this is a marathon. Let's take our time, warm up, and stick to the principles right away, and we'll end up in the right place later.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David.
I just love the production Capella gives this team. I mean, it is absolutely fantastic. He's their defensive anchor. He finishes off with oops, and he can make nice passes out the pick and roll.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Capella.
Well, to me, Clint Capella is a classic center. I mean, I love his hands. Great footwork. I mean, he takes what is given to him. He plays inside, protects the rim, and if you throw it up, he'll finish it with authority.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Clark, he's checked in for Hartenstein. Jackson comes in for McLemore. And James Harden has subbed in for Carter. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Now with Capella, that finishing and rebounding are key to his game.
Yeah, and he's only going to keep getting better, Kevin, which is a scary prospect for every other center in the NBA.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Philadelphia. The Rockets make the 3 from George on target. George has got, and it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Rockets. Their next game is in San Francisco, so a road game with the Warriors. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Gordon, George passes to Embiid. Outside for George. 4 on the shot clock. Capella trying to free himself up, and George gets it to go. And it's a 12-point 76ers lead. Rockets have gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Harden inside the 3-point line. It's hauled in by Harris. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. George against Gordon, and it's good for 2. George has got 7 now in this quarter.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Passes it to Jackson. Will it go? And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Oh, he's known for his offense more than defense. Harris plays with the high motor, and he likes to make plays.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Here's Jackson. Paul George making his last shot. Can't get the bucket from 20 feet out.
His field goal percentage has dipped this quarter. I mean, his movement has to be better. He has to find the open spots on the floor.
Inside. Embiid, no good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Oh, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later. Well, Mike D'Antoni, he's a legendary coach in this game. He's found success at almost every stop he's coached at, only missing a title to cement his legacy.
Now, here's George. Now, here is Harden. Launches it. Knocks down the 3 ball. Harden's got his second bucket of the night. And with Mike D'Antoni, Chris, you can see his influence as a coach throughout the NBA.
Yeah, a lot of modern offenses borrow from things D'Antoni created. The up-tempo early offense is a product of his 7 seconds or less era. I mean, his imprint is all over the NBA.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Yeah, I like the chess match that's going on here. Each team trying to find and exploit the favorable matchup on the floor.
And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Embiid. Gobert comes in for Clint Capella. Richardson, he's checked in for Tobias.
Oh! Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Here's Smith. That one misses. And Philadelphia the other way now.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Burke, the pass to Bryant. Over Smith. And it's Bryant missing. Rockets trail by 15. Now McLemore. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Jackson. Fires the 3. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
I think we played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. The second quarter got a lot more exciting for them as they were putting up big numbers and find themselves way out in front here at the half. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, we're seeing what it looks like when Paul George takes over. Knockdown shooter, that sets up his drive. And on the defensive end, he has the length to defend 1 through 5.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go over there.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Paul George really making a difference here.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second.
Yeah, and I love the fans in Philly. They're notoriously prickly, though. They expect hard-nosed effort. If not, they'll let you hear about it.
They've got Paul George. Fultz is out there with Josh Richardson. Then there's Embiid, and it's Gobert in at the 4 spot. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half. Up top, Fultz, covered by Smith. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play. As you're talking about the Philly fans, they were even booing their team in that conference semifinal round against Toronto.
Yeah, they got nervous with the season on the line. You can't take it personal. In Philly, they love you just as much as they boo you.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, who does the best job of creating second chance opportunities now?
Oh, it's 2 names, Andre Drummond, Steven Adams. And the toughest part about it is, as a defender, you don't only have to worry about guarding your man, going over and helping, but then you have to worry about guys that are just hanging out in the rebound painted area, just waiting for their turn. And so it takes the wind out of you, it tires you out, but also your mental focus that game is all over the place because no matter what you're doing, you always have to come back to the thought, oh no, now box out because this guy's a beast on the board.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
Richardson kicks to George. The pass to Gobert. Now, here is George. Not a lot of room. They get the rebound. Nice shot by Gobert. Gobert's got 5 points now this quarter.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Yeah, that's what's frustrating because you did the job defensively to get the stop, and then you gave it right back.
Harden. That one a little long.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout. It's just to try to settle things down.
George dishes to Fultz. Pass to Embiid. Rockets with the rebound.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points. An 0 for 3 start to the first half is finally behind them. I mean, now maybe they can get something rolling.
The 76ers leading by 20. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Richardson outside. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Grady's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
That's good from Richardson.
Yeah, it's no doubt that Houston now is championship or bust. We've seen it. I mean, they've dished out huge contracts going full win mode now. I mean, they're putting it all on the line with this team.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Houston. And Richardson drops them both. And the Rockets desperate for a return to the NBA Finals.
Oh, the team has had their chances. They just need to make the most of them. I mean, front office, they're doing what they can help to make the most of Harden's prime. I mean, you have to admire their willingness to go for it now.
And so it's Harris who will bring it up for Philadelphia. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by.
The D making that layup look very uncomfortable for him. Good aggressive work down low.
Jackson has the open look. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists in the game. Richardson outside. Pass to Harris. There's the 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Harris has got 7.
This speaks to the assertiveness of Harris. Look, shots like this demonstrate how effective he can be.
Here's Jackson. The dish to Clark. Knocks it loose. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. Rudy Gobert, 3rd.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Richardson the pass to Thibault. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the 3rd now. 6 on the shot clock. Richardson for 3. And the 76ers get it back. Fires the 3. And he's good on the 3 ball. Richardson's got 5 points in the quarter.
They continue to be outworked and outmuscled on the backboard.
Smith the pass to Gordon. And here's Harden. 46 seconds left in the 3rd. No good on that one.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against them. That's just great work inside.
Here's Harris. Some solid defense there from Jackson. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the 3rd. That leaves room for improvement, certainly. Another miss by Houston. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 15-4 run. Richardson against Harden. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Harris. Capella trying to free himself up. And the dunk by Capella.
And a massive wingspan of Capella. I mean, excels at using it to gobble up misses at a high rate. That's just the product of good pass work. I mean, nice team basketball right there.
And at the end of the 3rd quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. 76ers on top as they wrap up the 3rd quarter with a tremendous 17-6 run. And 4th quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. 4th quarter on the court for the Rockets. Jackson is out there with Swanigan. Then there's Gordon. Then it's Ben McLemore. And it's Carter in at the 1. Jackson down low. Defended by Gobert. Jackson misses. And the 76ers with possession. Burke with it. Passes to Gobert. Back to Burke. Just 5 to shoot. Stolen by Jackson. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. And Philadelphia making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. And a change for the Rockets. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Jackson. Philadelphia shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. Smith the pass to Thibault. Now, here's O'Quinn. Here's Thibault. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one's on Eric Gordon. You think about some of the most powerful dunks, Chris, the tomahawk jam reigning supreme. Do you prefer the one-handed or the two-handed jam?
Oh, man. That's so
you did
tough.
both so well.
You know what? I prefer a body-to-body dunk on you. Like, remember what Derrick Rose did over Dragic back in the day? Oh, my goodness, off the 2. Or how about Jordan playing against Atlanta when he pump fakes it with one hand like he's going to shoot it, goes down the lane and dunks on Tree Rollins. Just incredible. Or Blake Griffin dunking on anyone, or Giannis dunking on anyone, or Embiid dunking on anyone. Or how about LeBron dunking on anyone? So, me, I just want the showmanship. Doesn't matter if it's one hand, two hands, 2 legs, 1 leg, 360, or straight body to body. Just give me something, baby. Give me something.
I like that. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And with Embiid and Ben Simmons both at their best in the paint, maybe not the ideal fit if you're the Sixers and you had to trade one of them. Which is it?
Oh, man, that's so tough. They're both great players, GA, but Embiid, his health remains a question mark. And Simmons, you know, imagine if you have a team of shooters built around him like Giannis in Milwaukee. That's a tough question.
Well, the Rockets are a team that is pushing NBA theory to the extremes with how they approach offense.
Oh, yeah, every year they seem to go more toward threes or free throws. I mean, you can't fault them as it consistently works for them, though. I mean, it's like watching a team experiment with what makes an NBA offense.
And that one falls for Burke. And Chris, underclassmen entering the draft, they can now hire agents, get help attending workouts, and still retain their eligibility. Do you like that move?
I love the move, Kevin. You know what it does? It helps less to fall by the wayside. So you come out of college, you don't know how good you are. You don't, you know, it's based off ego, how hard you worked, family and friends telling you, go, 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 get the money, but what's your testing ground? You don't know. You don't have a full context. So I love the fact that it lets you go out there and see, and if you have any trepidation, go back to school. You got another year. So, yes, I love this move.
Excellent. See, Webb, excellent. He's off on that one. The Rockets go the other way with it. Carter looking around. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. A nice shot by Hartenstein.
Well, he's not focused on the D on most possessions, but you can forget about him altogether.
76ers moving the ball around. Smith outside. Shot clock at 6. Here's the 3. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Playing the revenge card right there. Trying to get those 3 points right back. Didn't work.
Carter, that's good. Carter's got his first 2 points.
But sometimes you don't need a haymaker, just a jab. You got to get those easy looks inside.
And there's the pass to Burke. Got a piece of it. He dishes it to O'Quinn. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Burke's got 3 assists tonight.
The timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Carter outside with some arc. Burke grabs the miss.
Look, they say there are no easy finishes in the NBA, but that should have been easy.
Smith outside. Pass to Bryant. Over Carter. Offensive rebound.
With the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jumper.
And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the 76ers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they're able to even up the season series at a game apiece with one left to play, exacting a little revenge and really saving face. They did not want to go down 2-0.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Rudy Gobert.
The energy he played with tonight was amazing, and it paid off the most on the glass where he dominated the rebounding stats.
Javon Carter. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
He misses the free throw.
And last season, the Sixers unveiling a Dr. J statue on their Legends Walk outside the team training facility.
Oh, yeah, his second statue in Philly. I mean, the other one is down by the stadium. At that Legend Walk, you know who he joins? Wilt Chamberlain, Mo Cheeks, Bobby Jones, Billy Cunningham, Hal Greer. That's some good company to be in. Some great history for the Sixers.
He hits the second from the line.
Boy, he'd sure like to have that miss back. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line.
Pass to Thibault. Pass to Capella. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the layup.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, you know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
Jackson misses. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Paul, obviously your team is built on defense. It seems like that's a big part of this team's identity.
I mean, we take pride in our defense. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we hang our hats on is, locking down when it counts. And we stayed together and pulled this one out.
Great team effort tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.